Good afternoon. I'm here to tell you about my story. First of all, I want you to know that it's very hard for me be here standing right in front of you willing to tell you my story. To begin, I'll talk to you about numbers. The 25% of the world's population have a mental health disorder. That means that a quarter of our world are having an internal battle at this moment. Wars, rapes, murders, and acts of violence are happening every day. Humans are not sensitized anymore. So, when we heard about this kind of tragedies, we had never asked ourselves the reasons. The reasons of the person who commit the action and how the victims will get through what he or she experienced. So, in the first side of the coin, the person who commit the action, we don't know the reasons of their lack of happiness, the reasons of his or her hate, etc. Now, from the other side, the victim, his or her family and friends. Maybe they won't find the way back when everything was fine. But that's when I told you that in every situation, there's always a solution. Both sides land on the importance of mental health. Now I'll tell you more about me and I'll tell you my story. Well, last summer I went on vacation to McAllen, Texas. That is a place where I usually go to my family because we consider that McAllen is a quiet and a good place to spend time with the family. You know, to go out for dinner, to go shopping, and the common actions you do every weekend. Well, we always go to the mall the last day on Sundays, you know, to buy all the things that you didn't buy the other days. But lucky us, we decide to go on the Saturday. So, we were on the fitting rooms area, ready to pay and go. But my dad told us that he needed to go to the bathroom. So we decided to wait for him. After 2 minutes, a young lady from the store came to us, really upset, saying, shooting. I totally froze, and my mom doesn't speak English. Well, first, to clarify, my family is formed by my 2 sisters, my brother, and my parents. Well, since this is clarified, I'll proceed. Then my mom asked her, of course in Spanish, that what was going on. She said that a shooting was happening inside the mall. My mom is very qualified to this kind of situations because of her work. So she acted quickly and told us to follow the lady. We arrived to a parking lot where everyone was, and everyone were like us, confused. Then, like I said, my mom is really qualified for this kind of situations, So she told us to sit on the ground, that in case the shooting starts on the parking lot, we can easily lay on it. So at this point of the situation, I was questioning myself three things. The first one, is my dad okay? The second one, what is happening is this a person who woke up wanting to kill people? And the third one, are we going to die? I decided to answer my first question, and I called my dad. He told me he was fine. He was in the other parking lot, but he was safe. Dad called me, but of course not in 100%. Then 5 minutes happened, and a policeman arrived pointing with his gun to all the cars. Apparently, someone else was there. He told us to go inside the mall again, and then the chaos started. I just remember the people shouting and running, and I was like in the back, making sure that my family was running and, like fine. And then something that I will never forget was that while I was running, I had my sunglasses on my shirt and they fell off. But instead of keep running, I went back and took them. I don't know why. I know that it's very illogical, but I did it. Then I realized how dumb was, but thank God I'm alive. Then when we were on the mall again, a lady from the store told us to go inside and hide in a fitting room. So we did that. I'm not lying. That was the 30 minutes more scary, and I really thought that we were going to die because we were crying, we were hearing the gunshots, and it's not a very easy thing to go through. Like the people said, is until it happens to you, you will know. Well, then my mom was texting my dad because, of course, she was worried. Like I said, 30 minutes happened, and from the mall speakers, a lady starts saying that wherever you are, you have to go out and find your nearest emergency exit. Well, like I said, my mom doesn't speak English, so I told her what we needed to do. She was like, Tere, you are crazy, it's not safe, it's better if we stay here. So I don't know how I convinced her, and we went out from the free room. We walked down the stairs from the emergency exit, and we arrived to the other parking lot where my father was. I saw a soldier and I asked him for directions. He told me that the parking lot was safe, so I had to go to my car. We went to the car. I called my dad, he arrived too, and we left. You have no idea the relief that I felt when I was in the hotel. I felt safe. Well, what's the main reason why I'm telling you my story? It's because after that everything happened, I start with mental health problems. I was always scared. I was always feeling in danger. Even in the movies, I was always thinking about a possible shooting. I know that's very crazy, but that was what was happening to me. So I decided to have the strength enough to go to a psychologist. I went to a psychologist and she told me that I had a post-traumatic stress disorder following of anxiety and depression. So I needed to go to a psychiatrist to take the corresponding medication. While I was taking the medication were rough months, but I really learned a lot, and I'm here to tell you that it's fine not to be okay. Take the breaths you need. You are first. Even though you have 1,000 works to do and 1,000 exams to do, you are first, and no matter what the people said, you have to be conscient of your strength and also to know that there are people that love you and will support you. And thank you for hearing my story.